You've already got the bent finger of a rugby player. What's
Yeah,
happening on
I
the
know.
left?
It's not great, is it?
That is
And
a.
a fat one as well.
Oh my god, that really. You're falling. How old are you? Remind me how old you are.
21.
21.
21, yeah.
You've got a long road ahead with bits of you falling off already. Um, Cameron Redpath, very nice to have a chat, and thank you for coming to have a bit of a catch up with the good, the bad, and the rugby. First things first, congratulations. There's been quite a lot of noise and quite a lot of sort of chit chat around you and the potential, and you've made your bed. Now it's time to get into it. Was it never in doubt? Was there a bit of deliberation? Was it quite a hard sort of journey to go through?
Yeah, it's been a lot. I probably made it harder for myself, I think, over the past couple of years, just through injury and stuff. But the decision, it felt right at the time, and I spoke to the right people, and I think for me, I'm loving life down in Bath. I'm really enjoying the rugby as well. So I think for me, it's just about. It's never been about England, Scotland, or who do I pick about that. It's more just been about enjoying myself and trying to play the best rugby I can at that time. And right now, if I want to play international rugby, I want to be on that stage, and I feel like it's the right time to have a go and have a crack with it. And Gregor's been in touch over the past few years, and he's always respected my decision to not want to commit, just because I wanted to kind of earn my stripes and earn the respect of my teammate, and and play a little bit of Bath before I make any decisions. So he's it's been good. He's respected that, and finally I think it's the right time for me to commit to Scotland.
He's not quite Uncle Gregor, but there's obviously a great connection there with your old man as well. I mean, while he was saying to you, "Great, don't worry about it, Cameron, take your time," was he on the phone to the old man saying, "Don't let him go anywhere," kind of thing? Has he worked both angles?
I'm sure he probably. I'm not sure. I think my he's never really mentioned too much, but he seems to be smiling a lot more now. I think deep down he's always going to say he doesn't mind, but I think deep down he wanted this to be the decision, and he seems to be pretty buzzing about it. And I think Gregor and him have had chats now, I think, about it, but I don't know if they had before. I'm not too sure.
God, that could have been the end of a very old bromance if you made the wrong decision. When you said you were chatting to other people about it, I presume your dad, who is not only just a proud son of Scotland, but a proud Scotland captain as well. I mean, did you talk to him at length about it, or was he also quite good at giving you the space to make up your own mind?
A bit of both, I think. At times, I didn't want to talk to him about it, just because he's my dad, and every son would know that you never listen to your dad anyway. So I think at times I didn't want to listen to him, but I've got a good I've got obviously my agents Matt and Elliot from Stella. I spoke to them a lot. My good friends who I've grown up with, and they kind of know me the best. My old school coaches, people like that who I've kind of grown up with. I just spoke to them, and I feel like they're the right people to speak to, and I trust them and their opinions. And I got all of their opinions and just weighed it all up for me. And I just felt like it's positive up in Scotland at the minute. Everyone seems to be loving it. So for me, that's what I want, and I want to enjoy my rugby. And I feel like I'm getting that at Bath, so why not go and try and do it on the international stage as well?
Quite right too. There is something, just as a sort of a rugby purist, there is something very, I can't really think of the right word, reassuring, I suppose, about watching Tom Liner go and sign for the Queensland Reds and follow, hopefully in the footsteps of his old man, Ross Moriarty, of course, who played for England juniors and is now playing for Wales. There's something very reassuring about the decision that you've made. And I just wondered how you found out. I mean, was it email? Was it Racing Pigeon? How do you find out these days that your time has come and Scotland has called?
So it was a phone call from Gregor, and as he spoke to me in autumn about it, and I said to him at the time I didn't feel like I was established enough at Bath, so I didn't want to commit, and I wanted to take my time and try and earn it instead of even necessarily might not have been, but I didn't want to feel like I was going there because of my dad's name. I wanted to kind of earn my own stripes, so I felt like if I play a little bit of Bath and secure a match day 23 at Bath most weeks, then play a little bit better. I can justify it a little bit. So he gave me a call. He actually gave me a text on the Friday night, and he just said, "Cam, would it be all right to have a chat?" And I kind of knew what the chat would be about because he's done it in the past. So I was busy on the Friday, so I couldn't actually talk to him. So I ended up having the weekend to think and kind of think what it could be. It might not have been, but Spoke to some people that weekend, and then the Monday he called me and went, we would love to have you in the squad. And I think at that point I had made my decision over the weekend, and if it did come, I was going to say I'd love to join the squad. So yeah, it was a phone call from Gregor, which is always a nice thing to see.
I like the playing it cool, keeping him waiting 72 hours. It's not how you play it with the father-in-law when he's got big questions all the other way around. So yeah, and so now have you had a welcome from the right people? What's Gregor told you he wants from you over the course of the next few months?
He just said just get stuck in really, and he told me just not hold back and try and train well, and hopefully that'll put me in good stead to if I train I might get a game. So hopefully that's how we can do. I've not really spoken to him too much about that. He just said get stuck in. We're delighted to have you involved, and yeah, I'm just buzzing to kind of get in there and bounce off the people like Stuart Hogg, Finn Russell, people like that, and hopefully try and learn a bit of them as well as play with them.
The old man, obviously, by the sound of it, has been smiling, but just sort of taken it in his stride. How have other family members taken the news that not only you've been called up, but you've gone for Scotland as well?
I think a lot of them were shocked because none of them knew at all. So we obviously my parents and my brother and my sister, they knew, but nobody else didn't. I didn't tell a single person other than the people that I'd spoke to about it. And my grandparents then saw it, and I think my dad texted them in the morning of it saying, by the way, Cam's, he's committed to Scotland and he's going to be named in the squad. And I got a phone call from both grandparents secretly. It was kind of weird. They were like little kids on Christmas. And it was kind of it was quite a nice feeling to me, just because my granddad said to me, who's not really an emotional guy anyway. And to be honest, I can't really understand him a lot of the time because he's from the borders of Scotland. He said, I'd love to be able to come and watch you at Murrayfield with a full crowd and everything at some point before I die. And that really, for me, just it felt nice to hear that, and I'd love for that to happen. And hopefully he can come and watch me plenty of times at Murrayfield, which will be cool.
Good.
But yeah, they were pretty buzzing.
Springs in steps as you go. And what I mean, I don't ask, and I definitely don't want to put pressure on, but what will it be like if you come on and there'll be obviously there's going to be a lot of attention around how you progress from this point, but how will family members take it when you step foot and you are a proper fully fledged Scotland international?
I think they'll be pretty...
Is the Redpath family an emotional one? Is it keep it in check? How do you handle these things?
My mum will definitely be emotional, 100%. She cries at everything. My dad, I think, will be emotional, but he'll hide it a little bit more. But yeah, no, I think they'll just be more proud, and a lot of them, yeah, I think a lot of them will be quite emotional, but just keep it quite quiet and not really say too much, but be proud. My dad never really says too much, even if I've done something well. He's quite a quiet guy with it. If I played badly, I know about it, but if I play well, it's kind of quite quiet.
And you're inevitably gonna, as I say, there's going to be a lot of attention around it. It sounds like it's been a very easy decision. I just wonder whether, given the fact you've done a bit of England, I wonder whether France ever tapped you up, because you were born in Narbonne.
Yeah, Narbonne in France.
What's really depressing is I think I can remember covering games in which your dad was playing for Narbonne, which is certainly putting me well over the hill. But did anyone from France ever?
No, I can't speak French, so it's never
an option. But have people? What's the reaction been at Bath?
Yeah, really good. It's been really positive to me. I thought I'd get a few young English rugby fans coming at me, but I haven't had anything. It's been really positive. Everyone's kind of pretty buzzing. I think they all understand my reasoning for it. And at the end of the day, it's my career, and they're all pretty good. Hoops and Hats at Bath have said that as long as I'm at Bath playing well, they don't care which country I play for. So for me to hear that was kind of really reassuring, and because I'm enjoying it at Bath, and if I could choose now, I wouldn't want to leave anywhere. So yeah, it was really good, and everyone seems pretty happy for me, I think.
Good on you. There's obviously been some really good form from you lately. I just wonder, is there any reason for that? Is it just time in the shirt? Is it you feel more comfortable in the environment? Why have you hit a hot streak?
I think coming out of school, I was quite immature, and I didn't really understand. I obviously had a big injury straight out of school, and I didn't understand how big it was. I think at the time, I just thought, it's an injury, I'll be all right. Because when you're at school and you get injured, you can kind of, if you sprain your ankle and you're back out for 4 weeks, you kind of come back and you don't really change your form or anything. And I think I expected to be expected to, like, you know, score all the time and do what I was doing at school rugby at men's rugby, and I didn't realise that it's so different and you've got to learn quite quickly. And then being injured, I kind of missed out that first kind of 6 months of like pre-season to kind of, you know, toughen me up in men's environment. So I wasn't really enjoying it as much as I was as at school and stuff like that. So yeah, I think the first year and a half really for me, I got injured twice, quite big operations on my knee, and that just kind of made me feel, you know, I just never really enjoyed it at Sale. And it's nothing to do with anyone at the club. I think if I didn't get those injuries, it'd be a completely different story now. But those injuries led me down just a kind of professional rugby's not really as enjoyable as I thought it would be kind of road. And, you know, I spoke to my dad and Elliot and Matt there about it. And I think it was just the right time for me to leave and go and start fresh and have a fresh professional kind of career in a sense at Bath. And, you know, being 21, I'm pretty lucky to have played enough games now in the Premiership to understand it a little bit more. And I think watching it over the years, I've kind of, when I've been injured, I've kind of understood it more, and I'm starting to feel like I can. At Bath, they've kind of given me a leadership role as well, so I'm in the senior players group, and I feel like having that makes me feel like, you know, my points are valid, and you kind of feel like you're not restricted in a sense, and obviously I've not been injured to it, that, you know, playing every week is always going to make you play better. So yeah, there were just a few things I think, but yeah, overall I think I'm just enjoying my rugby a lot more than I was at Sale, just purely because I'm not injured and, you know, I'm in a new environment.
Yeah, good on you. It's certainly working. Talk us through. I mean, what are the next couple of weeks hold? When do you pack your bags and head up there? You know,
tomorrow.
Tomorrow,
yeah.
When do you go?
I go tomorrow.
Wow.
Flight from Bristol tomorrow, so should be there. And I'm not too sure how it works out with, you know, I don't know how it works out with all the premierships. So I'm just going there just to kind of see how it goes and crack on. Really, if I have to get sent home to play in the Prem, then I'll do that. If I get, you know, stay up there for the whole of the time, then I'm happy as well. So yeah, I don't really know. I'm just going into this, not really sure, really.
Does it feel like the first day of a new term? I mean, are you nervous, excited, cautious?
I'm pretty excited. Yeah. I'm not really nervous. I'm not really one for getting too nervous. I'm always I'm quite bubbly, like excitement all the time anyway. So yeah, I'm pretty excited to get into it and yeah, just see how it goes and see what it's like, really.
And there's a lot to happen, obviously, in the next couple of weeks, but it's just a nice, gentle loosener for Scotland in the Six Nations this year. England at Twickenham, 1983, I think the last time they won there. Although obviously the last time they met there was pretty memorable. You know, obviously you're praying for it, but I mean, what do you feel you need to do? Have you been told what Gregor wants from you? Has he given you a wink and a nod, or is it just come in, have a look around, get yourself comfortable?
I think. Yeah, he's not really said too much. You know, he just said, you know, we want you in the squad if you know, are happy to accept. And then that was kind of it, really. He's seen how I was on the day of it all got announced. He texted me saying, you know, how is your phone buzzing? Because mine is. So yeah, and then that was it, really. I'll see. I think I'll just have to see how it goes in camp, and, you know, if I train well, hopefully I'll get some game time.
Absolutely. Very exciting. I think, I mean, like all these things, it feels a really natural and the correct decision. And I say that as an Englishman who's watched you for many, many years, and is sad that it is like that, but it feels the right decision. So we'll watch with great interest. I'm glad you don't get nervous, because it sounds like it's coming thick and fast for you at the moment. It's sort of, I mean, does it feel like life is moving pretty quickly?
Yeah, it does. You know, it feels like I've been at Bath for absolutely years, but it's only been a year. Well, just under a year, sorry. And then obviously 6 months of that we've been in lockdown. So it feels like I've been here for ages, but it's all coming pretty quick. And, you know, I'm pretty excited for it. I feel like it's the right time. And as I said, it's the right move for me. You know, I think the way they play and the group of people they have is really exciting. And, you know, I'd love to try and add a little bit and learn as much as I can off the people there as well.
Go get them. Have a lot of fun. We will watch with great interest, as I said. Well done on a big decision, and well done on selection as well. Cameron, good luck to you. Best of the old man, and I hope it goes really well.